Hi Shal, my name is Hanekom. I'm the South African Minister of Tourism.
Good afternoon. Thanks for talking to Breaking Travel News, the World Travel Market 2014. First of all, I believe it's your first time attending. How have you found the market this year?
Yes, it is my first time. I must say, Shal, it is quite overwhelming. It's staggeringly huge. I was told it's big. We know it's one of the top two tourism trade shows in the world. But I couldn't believe how big it really is and how many exhibitors there are here. So it is quite overwhelming.
And there's been a lot of change over the last year. Talk me through some of the developments and how the tourism has changed in the last year.
Well, I can probably take us back for the last 2 decades and to say we've been on a steady growth path, our tourism sector. And despite even the global economic downturn, we managed to stay in sort of positive growth, and the tourism sector has considerably outgrown other sectors of the economy. So, and right now, when we are facing financial difficulties or fiscal challenges, and our economic recovery rate is far lower than we were hoping, our GDP growth rate is a bit on the low side, the tourism sector is growing well. So it's making a major contribution to economic growth. Yes, we try to keep it as competitive as possible in a very competitive world by doing 2 things essentially, and they can all be subdivided into many other things, and that is marketing our destination and marketing it well and effectively, including using platforms like this. And the second part of it is constantly improving the product and the various aspects of the product, and diversifying the product, which at the same time diversifies the sales pitch, if you like, or the marketing strategy.
So I'd love to hear a bit more about what this strategy is. So which markets are you looking to target?
Well, let's start off with the country market. The UK remains our biggest single overseas source market, with close to 500,000 visitors to South Africa annually. Other markets are growing. China in particular is growing. So we continue obviously looking at both the emerging markets as potential growth and our existing long-standing relationships that we have with countries like the UK, the USA, etc., which are very important markets to us. In diversifying our offer, I think that's been happening over the last few years. We have the natural beauty, everyone knows it. We have the Big Five and many more. So we have the incredible safari experiences in South Africa, great coastline from west to east and very different coastlines, including Cape Point itself, which is more or less where the oceans meet. Not quite, but that's what it's understood to be. So we have a marine ecosystem and marine wildlife, or rather marine reserves that offer many things, offer snorkeling and scuba diving, offer going under the water and in cages to see great white sharks, etc. So we have a very diverse, because we have sea and land, very diverse wildlife experience and scenic beauty, obviously, of a range. But the aspect that we've probably been concentrating on more and adding to this diverse offer that we have is cultural tourism, sports tourism, even business tourism. And so we've become a very attractive destination and popular destination for big conferences, for example. And in addition to that, cultural tourism and heritage tourism. So the tourists of today, I mean, they're changing wants and changing desires amongst tourists. People generally want more than just a visual experience. They want a true sort of unforgettable experience. They want something that will remain in their memory. So the way people are received in our country, and that's just been improving and improving over the years. The quality of the hotels, guest houses, even backpackers for young travelers, that's been improving over the years. But the quality and the diversity of the experience, the cultural experience, the range of cuisines that we offer, and then the heritage part of it. Many people come to South Africa and they want a little bit of Nelson Mandela's life. They want to experience a little bit of Gandhi's life. So we have developed a Madiba Trail, we call it, which can take you can do parts of it, ultimately, of course, starting off with the place of his birth, place where he grew up, place where he lived in Soweto, and then, of course, the place where he spent many years in prison, Robben Island. Over the last few years, Shell, we've had various unique parts of South Africa declared World Heritage Sites. Now, some of them are there for their environmental uniqueness and others for other kinds of cultural uniqueness or historical, archaeological, or even paleontological uniqueness. Big word, I'll explain what I mean by that. We have one of our World Heritage Sites is called the Cradle of Humankind. Now that has become a really unforgettable experience. It's the richest hominid, that is our early ancestors, fossil site in the world by a long way. So many different species have been discovered and more species will be announced in the weeks to come, coming from that World Heritage Site called the Cradle of Humankind. So it is really almost a pilgrimage. When you go into that area, you're learning about where you come from, the origins of humankind. And so we plan to further develop that product and that destination. It's already a good place to come to, but it has to be the place where every human being on the planet would like to go to one day, to find out more about where we come from, who we are, etc.
There's certainly a universal appeal there.
I'm sorry?
Certainly a universal appeal there.
Well, you know, not everything appeals to everyone, and that's one of our strengths. Because not everyone will want to take that journey. Some will want to do the Madiba journey, and others will want to go there for surfing or hang gliding or the kind of adventure tourism experience, and that is also true. And others will want to go there purely for wildlife. And again, we offer the range from the very, very top 5-star luxurious lodges to quite affordable wildlife experiences. So people do look for different things when they come to our country. You can have a desert experience, you can have a rainforest experience, you can have a wine tour experience, you can have a golfing experience. Probably some of the finest and most beautiful golf courses in the world, relatively affordable to many other countries, and again all over our country, on the coastline, in the interior. And to end it off, not many would imagine this to be the case, but medical tourism is on the increase now. It's a strange concept to many people, but because of the quality of the medical treatment that is offered in South Africa, and because it is a lot more affordable than other countries, many people, more and more people, are going to places like Johannesburg and Cape Town for cosmetic treatment, for example, but not only, for some other specialist health treatments because of the affordability and because of the quality of the health care.
A wealth of reasons to visit. And for anyone considering coming to South Africa over the coming year, perhaps you could talk us through some cultural highlights from your calendar.
Well, you know, because we have so many different cultures in one country. So if you go to Durban, you'll have a particular experience of Zulu culture. If you go to one of our game reserves or one of our national parks in the Kgalagadi, bordering on Botswana, you'll encounter the experience of being with the Khoi and the San, and you'll encounter a very different kind of cultural experience. If you go to Cape Town, there's a cultural diversity of its own and a cultural mix of its own. Go to Johannesburg and it's more cosmopolitan, it's sort of more vibey, you'll get a township culture, but you know, we have a range of almost subcultures, but with their own specialities and their own offerings and their own attractions. So I wouldn't want to say that is the cultural experience you get in South Africa. I could say in a period of a week or two, you can experience a range of different cultural experiences.
Well, thank you so much for talking with Breaking Travel News, and we wish you the best of luck with the rest of the market.
Thank you so much, Hal.